Two elderly veterans were quietly sharing memories over coffee when a rookie cop slapped one for a misunderstood joke. Laughter turned to gasps, then silence. But justice wasn't far. An hour later, a Marine in full uniform entered the diner, and what happened next rewrote the meaning of honor and reckoning. What happens next? Let's start the story. It was just after 9 a.m. on a quiet Wednesday at Maggie's Corner Cafe, the kind of place where time slowed down over black coffee and the occasional hiss of a greasy griddle. Two older men sat in the far booth, worn caps perched atop graying heads. One cap read Vietnam vet, the other Desert Storm survivor. Walter Jenkins and Otis Miller weren't just patrons, they were part of the cafe's soul. Every morning, they occupied that same booth, told the same corny war stories, and bickered like brothers over scrambled eggs. They don't make bacon like this anymore. Otis grunted, chewing with a mouth full. Walter leaned back, sipping his coffee. That's 'cause your generation ruined it with your microwaves and laziness. Otis chuckled. My generation? You were busting radios while we were winning wars. They laughed, not too loudly, just enough to draw a smile from Maggie herself as she refilled their mugs. But then the door opened. Two police officers stepped in, young, clean-shaven, fresh off academy graduation. Their presence was sharp and sudden, like a knife on a silk cloth. They weren't locals. The town didn't usually get patrols like this. Morning officers, Maggie called, cheerful as ever. They didn't smile. The taller one, badge-reading K. Dawson, scanned the diner, eyes landing on Walter and Otis. Let your car out back, he asked, walking straight to their booth. Otis blinked. What car? The blue Ford with a Marine decal. That's mine, Walter said slowly. Problem. There's a complaint. Said two guys matching your description were harassing people outside, making threats. Walter raised an eyebrow. I think someone's confused. Don't get smart. We've been sitting here for an hour, Otis said. Ask Maggie. Dawson stepped closer. Stand up. Walter sighed. Son, you're barking up the wrong. Before he could finish, Dawson's hand shot forward. The slap echoed through the cafe, hitting Walter square across the face. The room froze. Otis jumped up. What the hell are you doing? The second officer, clearly nervous, didn't interfere. Walter touched his cheek, stunned, not just by the pain, but by the absolute lack of respect. Consider that a warning, Dawson snapped. Try anything else and you'll be in cuffs. Try anything, Otis repeated. He's 72. You've got to be kidding. Dawson glared at them both. Keep your mouth shut. He turned and stormed out, his partner reluctantly trailing behind. The door slammed. Maggie rushed over. Oh my God, Walt. Are you okay? Walter nodded slowly, though the red mark on his face betrayed more than physical pain. Otis was fuming. We served our damn country. We bled for it. And this kid thinks he's above the flag on our sleeves. Walter said nothing. He sat still, fists clenched. The diner's usual chatter never resumed. Everyone had seen it, but no one knew what to say. An hour passed. They didn't leave. They just sat in silence, nursing the last of their coffee, the energy in the room heavy with disbelief. Then the bell over the door jingled again. A figure stepped in, tall, broad-shouldered, and unmistakable in full dress blues. Metals gleamed on his chest. His boots hit the floor with purpose. All eyes turned. Conversation stopped. The room recognized a Marine. He scanned the room and locked eyes with Walter and Otis. And he smiled. Uncle Walt, he said, walking over. Walter stood slowly. Nathaniel. They embraced tightly. Otis smiled through watery eyes. I didn't know you were coming through town, Walter said. Nathaniel, Captain Nathaniel Jenkins, nodded. I got the message. He looked around the room. People talk. Otis gestured toward the door. You missed the show. Some punk in uniform decided he had authority without accountability. Nathaniel's expression hardened. Badge number. Dawson. K. Dawson. The Marine captain turned to Maggie. Mind if I make a call? Phone's yours. He stepped behind the counter, dialed fast, and spoke into the receiver with clipped, commanding tones. Captain Jenkins, USMC. I need to report misconduct by local enforcement. Assault on a veteran. I'm on site. Send a supervisor. He hung up. They'll be here in 10. 10 minutes turned into 7. A black SUV pulled up, and out stepped Chief Rourke, seasoned, sharp-eyed, with a record for integrity. He entered the cafe, adjusted his cap, and approached the trio. Walter, Otis, Captain Jenkins. Nathaniel saluted. Sir, I've been briefed, Rourke said. Witnesses confirmed what happened. He turned toward the corner, where Dawson had stood earlier. It won't go unpunished. True to his word, Dawson was suspended by the afternoon. By the end of the week, his badge was revoked entirely. But the impact didn't stop there. Word of the incident spread online. Someone had filmed it. The video showed the slap, the silence, the Marine's entrance, and justice being delivered. Veterans groups across the country picked it up. News outlets reached out. The town became the center of a national conversation about how society treats those who served. Maggie's Cafe became a symbol, not just of small-town kindness, but of accountability. As for Walter and Otis, they kept coming every morning, just as before. Only now, their booth had a small plaque, reserved for heroes. And once a week, Captain Jenkins would stop in for coffee, medals shining, shoulders square, not to make a statement, just to sit with the men who taught him what real honor looks like. Because some battles are fought with rifles, others with silence, courage, and waiting for the right Marine to walk through the door.